The Obasanjo thought about corruption. So anyway, he tried. But in that his government, you see a lot of epitome of corruption. Then Jonathan thought about corruption. We are even asking where was Jonathan when Dizani looted this country? So does it mean that he was not the president? What happened? Including the advisors. The woman was packing money like a mad person. Then,
has she been convicted?
You mean
Dizani? Yes.
We are able to convince somebody that ran away. Let him come and face his trial now. Then President Buhari came here before the world and told us that he doesn't belong to anybody, he belongs to everybody. At the end of the day, what happened? He was there during his own time. That is when we recorded the highest corruption. So this thing Mr. President is saying, I don't follow crowd. I don't clap. Listen, why I cannot follow our own president based on what he said is that from 1979 till that, among all the democratically elected president we have and the head of state we have, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the most intelligent politician among them, apart from Shagari. You cannot compete any of them from Babangida from Buhari to Babangida to Abacha to NS Seneko to what's the name? Abu Salam Abubakar to Obasanjo again to Jonathan to Yaradua. You cannot compare any of them with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is a seasoned politician, and he's the only politician, apart from Shagari, that understands Nigerian politicians and Nigerian politics. So you cannot, just like you score goal, you rush and leave goalposts alone. People, Nigerians are rushing now, leaving goalposts alone. I will not leave our goalposts based on this thing. I won't. Because he understands us very well. And he knows what Nigerians want. He will
okay, so what you're saying, what are you insinuating?
I'm still watching him. He has not even started. Because if you want to fight corruption, we know what we do now. We know that we're fighting corruption. Okay, let us use this issue that's happening in Minister of Humanitarian. Now, you said that you're investigating what? President Buhari established that ministry. Brought in, I think, Ajia, what's the name? Sadia, as a minister. And they were pumping money there. Nobody was checkmating the woman. Nobody was asking what was going on there. Now the woman now came up in order to loot, created what we call clusters.
When you say in order to loot, you are trying to, you are a lawyer. No, I understand. You are a lawyer, but you know that you don't push that into the people's mouth because that case is still before a panel and they're still investigating.
Now.
No, you said in order to loot. That's why I had to stop you there.
Okay.
Because, yes.
Okay, but I have my evidence that I want to show you now. Because if I'm forwarding my own fresh petition. Because this thing that is happening, there is a distraction. The main issue, nobody's looking at it. Now, he created how many agencies? He called it clusters. Under that, what do you call it? That National Social Investment Program. INSIP. Now, there, under that INSIP, you have government enterprises and empowerment program, the one they call JIP. He has Empower. He has the one he called conditional cash transfer. He has the one we call after school program. All these programs, he created them and he recruited ad hoc staff. And all those ad hoc staff are the people that are raising vouchers. One of them, I have it here. Not a staff, ad hoc staff. That one is pulling money into his account. I have it here. I'll forward it to you. He's pulling money into his money meant for public. Now, do you know what they now do? They will now just use a particular program when probably they have budgeted money. They will now go borrow money budget it in that place. They will not say that they are going to use it for IDP camp or something like that in one local government in the north. They will now use ad hoc staff to pull out that money. So when you say that you are investigating, somebody came here yesterday and the guy made a very good point. Those money that you said that you paid to Maxwell Opera, which account? So it was on that basis now, because they have been using personal money, moving out money, paying the ones they paid, the one they converted to themselves, and you said that you are investigating. Investigating what? So now, personally, I will take him serious when he order for arrest of President Buhari. First, get him arrested. If possible, on handcuff, because he's no longer under immunity.
He should get former President Buhari arrested.
Yes, now is he above the law?
How many former presidents have they arrested?
So because of you have not arrested the
no,
president. So
it's a question.
I
just asked the question.
Yes,
it's not a part of our law.
Yes.
But what has President Buhari done that he should be arrested?
Who appointed that Ajia?
Okay, he should be arrested for appointing Ajia.
For giving account. IJ, when you give somebody that money was he approved the money. And where you felt, is it because we are allowing them? If you say that you want to fight corruption, you start from there. Now, get all of them. Now, I'm telling you that if you carefully investigate, carry out a thorough investigation into that particular ministry, you will generate a lot of money. I told you, an ad hoc staff used his account, collected over 200 million naira.
In this administration?
I have it here now.
Or the last administration?
In that last administration.
Okay.
Now, this particular current administration, nothing has even happened. This is a distraction.
Nothing.
Nothing has even happened. This is a distraction from the main money. We are talking about hundreds of billions of naira. So if you should cool down, EFCC, you are saying that you are investigating. Well, he has been arrested. Better has been arrested. No, that is not what we want. Carry out your investigation. You can even consult me. I won't collect money from you. I will give you information. You do what we call background investigation. Get your evidence so that as you are going for arrest, your evidence is there. You don't even need to waste time. As you invite them, you take them to court. And when you confront them with all this investigation, they will not have option than to enter plea bargain and recover our money.
Pastor Maxwell, you said nothing has happened, but that's the same
No,
ministry.
to compare with what has happened before.
Yes, but because when you say that, people will want to ask you, what about the issue of the National Social Intervention Program? 44 billion naira is still pending.
That's what we are.
If nothing has happened, where is that money?
No. That is what is that money now is not for the previous one that we are talking about.
No, it's still from this very ministry.
Yes, the point I'm making is that they are using this was it 500 and something million
583.
naira? Yes, that was they are now using to distract us from that particular money and the previous money. So the point I'm making is that we must, like, there are some other persons that they have talked about in this particular current administration and the previous administration. You start with them. You cannot use only one and everybody is shouting. Look at what is happening. I'm telling you that, IJ, the evidence are there. You don't even need much. If you go to that particular Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, you will see a lot of things that happened where ad hoc staff cannot take instruction from permanent secretary, where ad hoc staff cannot take instruction from the directors. So, and these are the people that allowed them to be committing all this.
Well, let me ask you a question,
yes.
Because you've been talking about employing ad hoc staff, and I know so well that ad hoc staff is like contract staff,
yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
And if we go to our labor laws, it's illegal.
That's what I'm saying.
So why did they live with those people for this long and nobody reported the matter? It's illegal because you cannot employ contract staff to do the job of government, this magnitude of job. That means there is nonchalant attitude in that ministry. If they give huge responsibilities to contract staff, isn't that?
Don't call the
what I mean in that ministry is you don't understand. You have started from the birth of humanitarian ministry. And from that former past administration, these people began from there and how they've been using contract staff to do this job. and nobody has reported the case, and they kept quiet.
That's
why I had to use that nonchalant attitude, not to the leadership of but there are cadres of workers in the ministry, isn't it?
When you said nonchalant attitude, you are trying to civilize it.
Civilize it. Oh, it's fraud.
Fraud.
Why have they kept quiet all this while?
That's what I'm telling you now. You know, when you recruit ad hoc staff, you have 101% over them.
Exactly.
Unlike when you have career civil servants that were there when you came in.
And so you can hold those ones responsible.
Yes. So now, when you now say an ad hoc staff is going to, I have my local government for empowerment to go and give less privileged money. Probably you paid about 200 million into his account.
Personal account.
Personal account.
That's where I'm taking you to.
Yes.
Because when we talk about the Nigerian financial regulation and this issue of transfer of funds to personal account, public funds, government money meant for the poorest of the poor.
It has been happening.
To these people.
It has been. The only thing there is that Madam Edu happens to be a victim of circumstances, so they use him to shine. They use her to shine. It has been happening. I have evidence here in this my phone. I'll forward them to you. And this one is not even a career civil servant. I'm talking about ad hoc staff raising voucher.
Raising voucher.
Yes, on how to use money. So now the minister now recruited them, and that what's the name of that man? That doctor, was it Dr. Bindri or something of that nature? The person that was heading that that agency. So they are now using them, controlling them, directing them. Probably when they use their account to get the money, they will give them their own share. So these are the issues. That's the beginning of the investigation of that particular. Another one is contract. I can tell you that 70%, if not 80% contracts in that ministry are all scam.
Scam.
I'm just telling you now.
Are we living in a country, or we are just presumed to be a country?
You know what?
For this to be happening in this country, in a ministry that is supposed to be the ministry of Nigerians.
Do you know what happened? What happened is that, you know, when you are elected president, just like when Obasanjo was there, and Oba was everywhere, and Oba, and a lot of them, and Obasanjo left. Yarada came. We are watching them. So when they thought that when they have the president, probably they just visit the president, they dine and they laugh. Are you know what I'm saying? They can do anything. When what's the name? When Jonathan was there, we know them now. They were the guy knows Jonathan. In fact, he can even call Jonathan. So the thing is making most of them to misbehave. Now Buhari now came, Malami everywhere. Here is Malami today. Trust Buhari. Trust Buhari now. You don't ignore all of them, and they are facing the lead. Now you don't reach Tinubu. And why Tinubu's own? I saw some people say they are going to work with Tinubu. Tinubu is not a pushover. Tinubu is a seasoned politician. When you are coming, you know where you are coming, and they know how to handle us. So that's why we have to be very careful with him. He is sound. He's a politician. It's not all these people that just came from classroom to become politics. It's not all these people that just came from barrack. They give them president. He planned for this president, and he has been a senator. He has been a governor. So he has all it takes to handle us. So that's why when he now throw ball to us, we cannot leave our goalposts and pursue the ball.
So we should remain there.
We should watch.
What will happen?
Like my very self, I'm not pushing, I'm not clapping. I'm still watching.
You're watching to know whether you will clap or
where is even going. So now, and another thing there is that when something happened, don't rush. Like Madam Edu, I can tell you what that one was doing in that ministry. But it's very unfortunate. I hear them say, all those things that he's doing, nobody even care again. I hear them say, is that talking about using personal money? I hear them saying, and you made a mistake, because when you enter into a place, you watch the ground. Don't say because I was a former party leader. No, you just cool down. It's just like when you have a case as a lawyer, you go to police station. Don't say that you know IG or you know DIG. Just cool down, meet that IPO, that constable. Let me tell you the nature of the case. IG, you got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all those civil servants there, what made him cost her predicaments is that he did not carry them along. Oh. Remember that no matter your intention, no matter how beautiful your intention is, if you offend the law, nobody will help you. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
So like but you know, in life, you can't stand alone. A tree cannot make a forest.
Of course. I think he has learned his lesson. She has learned her lesson. Now, the point I'm making is that this investigation now, if EFCC want to do work and allow people to call in, you will discover that this woman is a saint. I don't know what
but before I go to our guests, because our Musa Rafsanjani is already with us, I need to take you to the position of the law. The federal government's financial regulation,
yes,
chapter 7, page 713,
of course,
talks about personal monies shall in no circumstances be paid into a government bank account, yes, nor shall any public money be paid into a private bank account. An officer who pays public money into a private bank account is deemed to have done so with fraudulent intention.
Of course.
So it is clearly stated in that person is a fraud.
Of course.
So if this is the case,
yes,
does it not mean that no matter the amount of money you are transferring into government account as your own, yes, your personal money, is illegal? And if you have to transfer government money into a private account, no matter who the person is, this chapter has already said that is fraud.
Of course. No, nobody's saying that is not fraud. You see, in law, most of the times, the law will state its own. But when it comes to prosecution, a lot of things have to come in. Because elements of crimes are there.
Yes.
One, the intention to commit the crime must be established. That's where we have menstrual and artus reus. You know what I'm saying? So if there is no intention to commit a crime, you know what I'm saying, the person will be exonerated. It's now left for Madame Edu, because that money, as I was told, has not left the bank.
Okay, still in the private account?
No, it's still in the bank. They have not even used the money.
They have not even transferred to the private account?
Yes.
You're sure of that?
That's what I...
So what is the hue and cry about this and the hula baloo about this?
That memo.
Memo?
Yes.
Just the memo?
Yes, that memo he raised, directing that the money should be produced. But
the money is still within the ministry?
That's what I was told.
Okay.
Yes, but investigation will reveal that. But intention to commit crime must be established. If the prosecution was unable to establish the intention, that particular crime cannot stand. But be that as it may, ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
Exactly.
I think she has learned her lesson now. But what I am saying, I continue to say it, is that this particular thing is a distraction from our monies. IJ, we are talking about, there was this story that they were saying that they were giving that woman, the previous minister, 5 billion naira every month. As what? The money to use to run that office. Is the story a genuine story, or is just one of those? It is not left for her now to say. It is not left for her now to say, because silence in law means admission. All right, so I'll come back. When they say that you committed this and you keep quiet, we take it as a... I'll come back to you. Let's quickly.